Well, I don't know about that because John,
only way is down.
This is Beetlejuice 2.
No, to be fair, we'll get into it.
And don't get me wrong, most of the crew are back. The casting crew are back for this sequel anyway. Because I hate when they do that. I hate when you see a sequel and there's no one from the first film in it.
Looking at you, Jim.
But this is we've got some insight. Who's teasing a story? It's Harris Zambaralukis, cinematographer for Beetlejuice 2. Now the cinematographer's got a good back catalogue. We're looking into their filmography, John, earlier. Good filmography, I think.
Yes,
a good CV.
Up and down.
Yeah, worked with the likes of Kenneth Branagh.
Yes.
On a few films, obviously Thor being one, Belfast being another one.
Kenneth would be the type. Belfast was a Kenneth Branagh film as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think Kenneth Stevens the type of guy who would be like the president of an acting institution. You don't think he is just. You think of what a British actor, Kenneth Branagh, right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, there you go. He's
I
the
worked
one.
with his cousin, John.
It's fucking mad.
And he looks similar to him, Warren.
Kenneth's
If you're watching Warren, I doubt you are. But obviously from Belfast as well. And
Belfast.
They're cousins, but if you saw Warren, you'd say he looks like Kenneth Branagh. He does look like him. It's ridiculous.
Kenneth's great. I love Kenneth. What an actor.
John, Tenet, he was superb in
He was
that,
a bastard in Tenet, but he was very, very good, because we know that he's not a bastard. You speak about actors who are multifaceted and can deliver performances in a whole host of genres. Plays villains, plays Shakespearean characters, directs. He can do it all.
Yeah, he can.
Plays, what's he called? Poirot. Forgot his first name.
Yeah.
I was going to call him Sydney, but it's not.
Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poirot.
Sidney Poitier.
That's exactly what it was.
I can't remember. What's Poirot's? I can't remember. Anyway, that's not what we're here. We're not here to talk about Poirot. We're not here to talk about Kenneth Branagh. Here to talk about Beetlejuice 2. And this is coming in from Harris and Zambaralukis, who's teasing the story details and theme for the upcoming Tim Burton sequel scheduled to be released next year. Set in the craziest world possible. That is the headline, of course. Now, this is coming in from Screen Rant, John, and it's via The Wrap. Zambaralukis revealed the themes that play a key role in Beetlejuice 2 sequel. Beetlejuice 2 sequel? That's not right. Beetlejuice sequel. Come on, guys. Come on.
The Beetlejuice sequel known as Beetlejuice 2 because we have no originality.
So,
Officer.
The way I'm reading that, Beetlejuice 2 sequel, that's the third film then, is it? Because it's a sequel to Beetlejuice 2.
Maybe they're doing a James Cameron and filming all of the sequels at the same time.
Yeah, come on, Screen Rant. Fix that paragraph.
And then because he's conquered the box office, he thinks, you know what, I'm going to release the third and fourth sequels as TV shows because I am officially the king of the world.
Though the movie's filming has been suspended since SAG-AFTRA has gone on strike alongside the WGA, cinematographer stated that the family theme-driven Burton sequel, specifically what keeps a family close tied together and united even amidst an ever-changing, unpredictable world. And this is what they had to say. At its heart, Beetlejuice 2 is a story about a family, and now it's 30 years later, and what are the intricacies and the human condition in keeping a family together, all that time set in this craziest world possible. That's why I choose projects that human connection for me is always at the forefront.
Should be, shouldn't it?
I think it's one of the things I liked about the first film was the family unit. As dysfunctional as it was a believable family unit.
I think just about every family unit on the planet's dysfunctional to some degree. And certainly yours is.
A great cast as well, John. We were looking at the original cast. We were looking
Can't speak for you, Stephen.
We were looking at some oddballs. Not immediate family, but obviously distant. But yeah, a lot of oddballs. Don't care if you see this. These are oddballs. Strange people.
I'm talking about myself.
But yeah, John. I mean, it's good to see. Well, we're talking about this. It's going to be very interesting to see if this film will click, will it connect to the first film. It's been so long. Michael Keaton's back. Tim Burton's back. Winona Ryder's back. Catherine O'Hara.
I'll bring it up. I've got the cast here.
I think that's her name, who played the mother. Obviously, Kevin's mum in Home Alone.
And obviously the father. That's where I was getting the father dying. I seen her name.
I don't know if he's in it or not. I don't think
I'm talking about the father from Home Alone. He passed away, didn't he? Quite young.
Yeah.
Which shocked me at my core. I actually discovered that quite recently. Look at that house. Look at that. That's just fantastic, isn't it? The set design, wondrous. I'd have to look at the original, but if I recall correctly, it was a toy neighbourhood and it zoomed right in, didn't it?
Yeah, it was Alec Baldwin's character.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They're not back, aren't they? Not unless
Alec Baldwin's definitely not back.
Unless they're perhaps maybe cameos in there as ghosts, because they were ghosts, weren't they? Him and Gina Davis character.
Right off the bat, Stephen, you've got Jenna Ortega in there. And that's got me...
Beetlejuice's wife.
Beetlejuice's wife. How's that work? Monica Bellucci, He's pulled well.
Defoe, John.
He's pulled well. It's a stunning cast, it really is. Even Justin Theroux, he rings a bell. I think he's maybe... I don't want to jump into it. What has he did? Mulholland Drive. Wow.
Yeah, he's been in quite a few
American
films.
Psycho. I came across
a guy
in The
Last
night.
Jedi, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He's one of the... He was the one that was portrayed as a code breaker at the casino, but it wasn't him. He had the little moustache.
That's correct.
I think he dated, I don't know if he still is, Jennifer Aniston as well.
Oh, did he?
And he is related to Louis Theroux as well.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Is Justin Theroux is he not the president of Canada or something like that? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's Trudeau.
Is it not him, no?
Justin Trudeau.
Is that not the same guy, no?
No, he's a prick.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Louis, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if Theroux's a prick.
Sure,
I'm talking about Trudeau.
I'm pretty sure Louis is his brother. I might be wrong.
I can certainly try and search that up right now, Stephen.
Can't reach this page.
We'll see if I can reach it now. I've typed a Z instead of an X. It doesn't matter.
Maybe not.
Sebastian Theroux.
Sebastian.
Who's this then? Well, he's not an actor.
It's his brother. There's Louis Theroux there.
Louis Theroux.
Cousin. Yeah. I knew they were related. Yeah.
My money don't jiggle. Wiggle.
British American journalist. Yeah. Johnny. Anyway, get back on to obviously the subject.
Cast is fantastic, Stephen. You've got the OGs back. You've got Winona there. You've got also Michael Keaton back. Kathleen O'Hara's back. You've supplemented that with some brilliant talent.
Yeah.
Felipe Cates. I've seen his face before as well. I think he's getting linked for a big role.
He does look like Rami Malek.
Looks like a lot like Rami Malek. We were talking about him. That's what it was. We says he looked like Rami Malek.
He does look like him
combined
in that picture.
with someone else. Joaquin Phoenix.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe as well.
It's
just them all.
Laughter lines there.
He should play Joker. That's what we're saying.
Hey, good. That's a good shout. We're talking about that the other week there.
We were, a young
Jenna Ortega. Used to have always said she's a young
Winona Ryder of her generation. She's just got that energy, Stephen, and she bounces off of weirdness like this. She obviously played Wednesday Addams in that TV show. I've still not seen it.
Yeah, Wednesday,
but I actually do want to watch it.
Strangely called Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes. Yeah. She's just tailor-made to work with someone like Tim Burton. She's doing, I think, Scream recently. She's just perfect for this role.
Do you think Michael Keaton has got the energy?
Do you think he's got a shrunken head? One of the greatest fucking scenes in the history of cinema.
He ticket, doesn't he?
Yeah, and his head gets shrunk. I love it.
It's a little sprinkling, isn't it?
It's like me when I'm wearing that ridiculous oversized t-shirt. My head looks like Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice.
It was such a great film. But do you think he'll have the same energy, John? Do you think he's still got that zip about him? Because that was one of the first films I saw Michael Keaton in was probably Beetlejuice. I was 12 at the time, so anything that was before that was probably I was too young for it. But this was the film that just before Batman, a year before Batman came out.
It's crazy, isn't it, when you
think about it? Who is this guy? Fucking nuts, you know.
Is he a Scottish guy from Sons of Anarchy as well? Gianni Calcetti.
Right, okay.
I think he's Scottish.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he was in Sons of Anarchy, and he's a Scotsman. Pretty sure he's a Scotsman.
Yeah.
No, native. Fucking, we're having a bear today, aren't we?
He's Wonka. He's in.
Was
Wonka.
He in Sons of Anarchy? Am I thinking about a totally different fucking guy here?
He was in The Crown.
The Crown. I was about to say something there. Step back. No, he just looks like the Scottish guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Having a bit of him,
We are having a bit of him here. An Italian looks Scottish. I'm going to bring this guy
Justin Theroux is the Canadian Prime Minister.
You were right though, Stephen. Louis Theroux is a cousin. He's related. Where is he? That guy there, Tommy Flanagan. Not even fucking close.
I don't know.
Kinda it's
the hair and the beard. Yeah, he looks a bit more serious, that other guy there.
He looks like he could have been an extra in Braveheart. I think about that.
He probably was. I think everybody and their granny was an extra if you were Scottish and walked
Wish I was of a certain age.
Apart from Billy Connolly.
I could have played a little kid in it though.
Yeah.
But sadly, Mel didn't come calling.
No.
The Antipodine.
He's like a little man.
Antipodine bastard he is. Yes, he is Australian, isn't he? Or is he American? I always get him mixed up with
I think he's Australian.
Russell Crowe.
I think he's...
I'm getting an excuse, I'm fucking drinking.
I think he's born in Australia, brought up in America. I'm not sure. I can't remember, John.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Bee Gees.
I think he's American. Peaks from New York.
Picture. He looks demented there. Wow.
He looks like that fucking Joker from that black and white Joker thing we've seen, but when he's older. Because that guy was 34, 35.
So he was born in the States. Where's the Australian thing come? Was that just Mad Max?
Just me made it up.
Was it filmed in Australia? I don't know.
I just fucking made it up completely. I always think he's Australian. I'm going to apologise to any Antipodean viewers watching. I have nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with Antipodeans. These are brilliant people. I was just saying that no later than yesterday. I love Australians. I just try to do an Australian accent. And I love their over usage of the CUNT word. Much like us, they pull it off better
and
than
say
we do.
mate quite a bit as well.
And mate. I love Aussies and I love people from New Zealand. Incredible. Yeah,
Kathleen O'Hara joins back as well.
Yes.
I love her in anything she's in. She's a great actress, a great comedic actress as well. Yeah. Still going strong. And it's going to be very interesting.
Schitt's
Creek, yeah. One of the standouts for me was obviously the dining scene in the original film. She was a big part of it because she was leading the song Day-O, obviously.
Day-O.
And fantastic. Just incredible. But a good cast, John.
Movie.
I think it perhaps was my introduction to Winona Ryder as well, who went on to, I was going to say bigger and better things. I don't know. I think that was a very good film for her to.
Yeah, I mean, Winona, she was very much a child of the 90s, wasn't she? Sort of, not a child, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
She was a product of the 90s.
She was one of the in crowd.
Yeah, her and Johnny.
Yeah.
They should have stayed together, those two.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands obviously
tragedy.
came out a few years later.
Yep, that was probably one of the first movies that freaked me out, and I don't know why, because Edward was a very mellow kind of chap.
Sensitive.
It just freaked me the fuck out for some reason. Obviously, Little Women.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she speaks for herself, Winona. She's had an incredible career, and she's, as I say, she's almost like the mother figure of Jenna Ortega in real life as well. So it's just, for me, the casting's on point. You bring William Dafoe into this setting with all of his eccentric, zany madness, you just know.
Did you see Jenna Ortega's Hot Ones?
Yeah, she didn't even flinch. She wasn't flustered.
No drink. No drink was had. Like Paul Rudd.
Where is she from? Is she Mexican? Am I right in saying?
I'm going to stall here with that response till this loads up and then I'll go, yes.
Just going to keep searching things up.
Yeah, American.
She's American.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on. She was incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. And how I presume I would fare on Hot Ones. I think I'd be like that. I think I would fucking just destroy those sauces. And I'm going to buy them. Yeah. And I'll do a video.
You should probably, that would be interesting. I wouldn't partake though. I can't handle spice, John, as you know.
It's crazy how young she is, isn't it? She's only 20 years of age. Not for 21.
It feels like she's been around forever. I don't know why. I think she's just been, over the last year or two, been quite saturated in all mediums. But a good person, John. A very interesting interview on Hot Ones as well. Very grounded for someone our age that's been thrust into the limelight at an early age as well, John. But it's just, I'm looking forward to it in the sense that I want to see how this connects to a 30-year-old film that was so unique and doesn't really merit a sequel. It's perfect the way it is, so it's going to be very interesting to see where they carry this. And obviously the cinematographer is saying it's got a very family close tied togetherness about it as well, which is a key. I think that was one of the key elements of the first film. If you can get your head round that, if you can master that and make that sort of key element of this film, it's obviously the comedy surrounds it, but you've got to make sure it's a believable, connecting sort of to the audience type of film. And I think they will do that. The fact that Tim Burton is back as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's the master.
It's his world, you know.
Stephen, I think it's got a great chance of succeeding.
Yeah.
It's not a sort of 80s action kind of movie that's trying to recreate that magic. These kind of things can still be done to a degree of success. We've seen
a timeless sort of feel to it.
It's just the weirdness, the eccentric sort of edge. I think of The House with the Clock in its Walls with Jack Black and forget who the other actor was, the young guy. That was kind of zany and different. It was your man who was in Inglourious Bastards, turned to directing, horror directing.
Eli Roth,
yeah. And I really enjoyed that, and that gave me kind of vibes of these kind of movies that were out in the 80s and the late 90s and the early 90s, I should say. So you can certainly still tap into that zany sort of family-friendly horror kind of genre in the modern day and do it justice. The fact that it's Tim Burton, as you says, and guys like this, man, I've just brought this guy up here, Alfred Gough. You look at the fucking stuff he's been writing on: Smallville, Spider-Man 2. Wednesdays,
probably the greatest Spider-Man film ever.
To me, it is the greatest Spider-Man movie, even to this day. I've seen them all to this point, and that is still the best. So you've got the right talent in front of the camera, behind the camera. I'm just going to go through all the fucking writers here. I mean, look at that again. It's just a who's who of writing talent.
Yeah.
The genre is just perfect for Tim Burton. The cast, to me, looks ready-made. And you look at the actual image of the house on the set, there's a lot of attention to detail there. So you've got great horror writers, you've got great all-round writers, you've got Tim Burton there. I hope it's a success, Stephen. It's never going to eclipse the original. The original is one of the greatest sort of family horror movies of all time. I was aware of it as a little kid, been urged to watch it. Finally did see it, loved it. Hilarious, brilliant film, but also had that dark, not dark, but you know what I mean, that sort of the Tim Burton vibe, that edge he brings to his films.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got it in every single movie. It is dark. Yeah. It's kind of dark and atmospheric.
You can watch a film and if you didn't know who the director was, just the actual look of it, the vibe of it, you'd go, "This is a Tim Burton film." I know it is. I just can't
even Dumbo. He did Dumbo, didn't he? What did he do, Dumbo? Yeah, I've got myself thinking. Guy Ritchie did Aladdin. I think he did do Dumbo.
He did, yeah.
And that was dark for a Disney remake.
Yeah.
That was a dark, atmospheric movie. I'm going to check it, Dumbo.
Yeah.
He definitely directed it as well. He wasn't just a producer. I'm not having that.
Yeah,
he directed it.
Yeah.
So, I think this has got the potential to succeed. I really do. And look, the fact that we spoke about it.
I really do mean that, to be perfectly honest.
I really do mean that. To be brutally honest with you, I think this could comfortably be... No, jokes aside, I'm looking forward to this, man, with the cast. I really am. I'm looking forward to seeing
comfortably
how it could
Scottish
play
people
out.
just want to shut the fuck up and tell you.
It's Scottish people who are trying to sound more prim and proper than they are in real life. And they start adding vowels and... Not vowels, but what do you call it? Syllables.
Yeah.
Into what? Syllable. Into words that don't exist comfortably.
I'll be very interested to see how Winona Ryder is as well, because the character that she played was a very unique kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was pre-teen or teen, early teen, I can't remember.
I searched out actually how old she was. I'm intrigued.
I mean, she would have been in her
88. She was born in 71. She'd have been 17.
Yeah, so she was in her late teens, but
16.
I think she was playing probably younger at the time. But just an oddball of a kid, you know, with a weird haircut, a really bad haircut.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was a homemade haircut. Probably Edward Scissorhands probably got his hands on her, but yeah, I mean, she looks good for 51. John.
Yeah, you're looking at images though of maybe a little bit earlier. Look at these two here. I'll just bring this up briefly.
People, aren't they?
Yeah, look at these two. These two should have stayed together.
Yeah.
They were just perfect for each other.
Yeah, it's funny that,
it pains you when you see the shit he's went through. If he just fucking stayed with her, it would have been better for him.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that, yeah.
Yeah.
Dashing couple, but anyway. Looking forward to it, John. Obviously, it doesn't come out to next year, I'm sure. I'll tell you something, I'm looking forward to the trailer when it comes out.
Absolutely, Steve.
Just that'll give you an insight, it'll give you a feel to how it's going. But
well, we've seen that, didn't we, with the Sonic trailer?
Yeah.
We were wondering how Jim Carrey would do as obviously evil Eggman, evil Robotnik. I can't remember his fucking nickname, it doesn't matter. Eggman. I am the Eggman. Woo!
Yeah.
Evil Robotnik. You seen the energy he brought to that trailer right away. You're like, yep, he has nailed it. We just know it's going to be a great movie, at least from that side of things. Surprisingly, James Marsden bounced off him. Obviously, the voice and acting from Sonic. I think it was actually quite a well-renowned actor who did that. Just from the trailer, you got the vibes.
Yeah,
we'll get the question you asked answered, Stephen, from the trailer. Even a 2-minute trailer has Michael Keaton still got the energy to portray that character, Beetlejuice? You'll know from the trailer, because you can't fake that. You can't put it up and make him look as though he's bringing the energy. It's either there or it isn't.
He's proven that he can come back from a character that he played decades ago and still do it with obviously Bruce Wayne, you know, and I thought it was fantastic in The Flash. It was almost like we just picked up where he left off in 1992 with Batman Returns. Obviously wearing a wig because he's not got that type of hair.
Speaking about Batman, Stephen, briefly before we move on, I get asked a question in the chat last night. What's your favourite Batman movie? Between The Batman and The Dark Knight, arguably the two best Batman movies.
I think The Dark Knight.
At least of the last 20 years anyway.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, I said The Dark Knight as well.
Yeah, I love the Batman. I thought Matt Reeves did a fantastic job. Robert Pattinson was fantastic in it as well, and just an overall good vibe to the film. You know, almost comic book. If you know, I know that's an obvious thing to say, but sometimes when you see a comic book, story in film, it doesn't feel the same. But this was like it was just let right out of the pages of a comic book. Graphic novel, of course, but yeah, for me it's Dark Knight. Just I've got good memories of that, John, going to the cinema to see it. Just the vibe in the theatre when obviously Joker appears and the gasp, just the performance of obviously your man
Heath Ledger, who get wrote off.
Yeah,
that guy from 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, that fucking guy.
It was the same as Michael Keaton, though.
That guy.
Go back to 1988 when obviously. Batman 89 was in production and announcements of casting and stuff like that, just off the back of Beetlejuice, and you're thinking the guy who played Beetlejuice is playing Batman. Fuck off, what are they doing? This Tim Burton guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's not even a comic book fan. Yeah, and he's picking his pal from his previous film. This is not going to go down well. You were wrong. And you were wrong with Heath as well. Heath was fantastic. Great.
Just a shame we didn't get to see more of Heath.
Yeah, I'm trying to introduce my oldest daughter to the Dark Knight trilogy. It's going to be a tough one because Batman Begins, if you're not into Batman, it's a hard film to start off with, I think.
I thought Batman Begins was brilliant.
It was, John. It's my best one out of 3.
Yeah.
It's my best one out of 3. I love it, just the origins.
I mean, you tell me to watch it, Stephen. I think you've seen it in the theatres. Maybe I didn't.
I can't remember, John.
You certainly watched it anyway and told me you need to watch this, and I finally did, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
What a film.
Amusing.
What a movie.
But pointless. But we're going to move on, John.